Good evening, everybody. How you guys all doing? Welcome to our stream.
Hello,
How's everybody tonight? It's been a long fucking week. Yes.
It's been a long 3 weeks.
I was not even rehearsed. We're just like, holy, not even 3 weeks, just the past week alone. Like,
yeah,
agreed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, agreed. The past 3 weeks alone has been a lot of work. And I know, especially for you, you've been a machine running out there doing everything, regards to setting up a lot of stuff. I also ran around the background
doing a whole lot of stuff. Yeah,
we both did. We absolutely both did doing a whole bunch of stuff to regards to prepare for Friday and get everything there, which is obviously where we're going to be discussing maybe a little bit later on. But on top of that, I'm also just reviewing, and I sort of came to that kind of holy shit moment yesterday. So a little bit of background for everybody to understand here is as the week progresses, pretty much as soon as the show ends, as it did last week, I start sort of the new prep for the next episode. So we get, as things occur, we make notes in regards to what's going on. So I don't need to sort of panic at the beginning of the episode going, what are we going to talk about? No, we've got that all listed out because I learned having failed that. And at the end of this week,
I think we're getting better at this, Joe.
We are absolutely getting better at this. But it was more of because we're kind of grabbing it and then sort of putting it all in together. Just this week, I'm looking at like this is literally the week that's got the most stories in regards to just shit that happened.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's summer, so it's only going to get. It's almost summer. It's only going to get worse. Honestly, these people have lost their fucking minds. They've lost their minds. They
absolutely have. It's been sort of an insane thing. It was one of those. I'm looking back and I was going through it. And as a guy who gets the content ready and with Deana, and I'm like, all right, we got a lot of shit. We're going to probably have to cut some stuff. And Deana's like, all right, not a problem. And then I started listing everything is in there. I was like, oh, we can't cut that. Oh, we can't cut that.
We can't cut it. Yeah.
So at the
we should
end
just
of
get
it,
into it.
Yeah. So at the end of the whole thing, we got the whole thing because she could not let me cut shit all.
No. So we should get into it because there's lots to talk about.
You
guys saw the agenda. You saw the list. There's lots to talk about, and we missed one, which is like at the end. But you saw the preview, so we'll talk about that at the end.
Absolutely.
So let's get on it.
We will absolutely get onto it. It seems that, something was going a little wonky there. So we're going to start with straight out to BC to Kelowna. Most people have already heard in regards to the story here, in regards to a 9-year-old girl being accused of being a boy by an ass hat.
A grown fucking ass man. A grown ass man.
Yeah.
Does this in front of all these other kids. This is what we're seeing now. We're seeing them move to the next level and do this in front of accused kids. They are bullying actual children. Protect the kids, remember? Protect the kids. Protect them by bullying the fuck out of them in front of all their friends. That's it.
Absolutely. I mean, there's also something else in regards to this, and this is kind of a point that was also brought up by a lot of people in regards to they've now been using the entire trans story in regards to we need to protect the kids because of trans. But now, because of this sort of quest to go, and make sure that the right kids are doing the right thing in the right place. And this is not the first story, and this is just a horrifying one that we're seeing up here. People who are just cis, whatever they are now also being questioned about their gender. We're just bullying people because of what we think they should look like as opposed to what they are. I
guess we should tell them what happened if people didn't know. But there's this guy in Kelowna who was at his niece's tournament, some kid tournament. This is a school tournament for the track and field. So they have all these different things, 100 meter, 200 meter shot put, all that stuff, long jump, whatever. And this young girl who is a girl born female at birth, identifies as a girl, is going up to throw her shot put. She was doing the shot put. And she has a, what was the haircut called? Pixie cut is what they call it. A pixie cut. And this grown ass man starts yelling that she is a boy and that she shouldn't be there in front of everybody. And even the parents are like, no, she's a girl. And then he started accusing the parents of being groomers and genital mutilators and all of the most vile bullshit that when these guys said, we don't want to talk about this in front of our kids. And what does he do? He yells it at somebody that they are genital mutilators. You know what? These 9-year-olds, what the fuck are genital mutilators? What does that mean, Mom? What does that mean, Dad? What does genital mutilating mean? Like, honestly, this is how crazy and fucked up it's gotten, to the point where they're yelling pedo and groomers at parents in front of children.
You missed one detail. So before he got to that, he also when the parents corrected him and saying, no, she's a girl. He paused and looks like, she's probably a trans girl, right?
Like, nobody's talking about it. And let me just say something else. When I was 9 years old, I mean, look what happens now when people fucking hit me. It doesn't matter, guy, girl, like whatever. When I was 9 years old, and no, I'm not a trans male, I had 2 babies, or trans female, or whatever the fuck these stupid right-wing idiots want to say. I was the fastest kid in class. I was fastest. What's grade 1? How old are you? In grade 1, you're 6 years old. When you're that age, girls are on par with guys. We had the stupid participation thing that we had to do. I got excellence every fucking year. Every year I would say, I'm not going to go all the way. Like, I don't care. And then competition. Nope. Too bad, Deana. You're going to do all the sit-ups. You're going to do all the push-ups. You're going to do all that shit. And I did it. And I strive for excellence and got excellence every single fucking time. And there are boys in the class, many of them, who didn't get excellence. So when you're 9 years old, all you're doing is playing sports. So I don't give a fuck if it's a trans girl or a trans boy. It doesn't even matter. Like, honestly, does it matter that your 9-year-old comes home with the gold medal for shot put? Does it? Is that why you're there? And it's not even your kid, it's your niece. Like, it's so beyond stupid. The whole thing is stupid. So, and the right wing people better ostracize the fuck out of this person, because you guys are the ones who are saying you want kids to be protected. Do you think in that scenario anybody was protected from this man? Anybody?
No. But so some good news came from it. Now, sad news is, the girl was quite, she wasn't able to succeed.
She's fucking traumatized forever.
She is absolutely right. She was crying during the event. I'm like,
you think?
Good thing Deana wasn't there. Yeah,
I would make him cry and everybody cry.
But so, I mean, 2 things, 2 points about that. One, I best I ever got bronze in participation. I just want to put that out there. I'm a realist there. I got bronze in certain events, but
see,
doubtful. Yeah, I wasn't really that good. That's not my strength.
And who cares? Did it? Are you ruined now as an adult because
totally.
You got bronze instead of excellence or whatever? Totally. Like, am I a better human being because I got excellence in grade 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? I don't think so.
No, but it was something good for physical activity. And in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, it's a good thing to motivate kids to exercise. Right. But 2, this story's got a bit of a happier ending. So the recent thing I just got about a couple hours ago, thank you to the person who sent it to me, which was PA Sports Hall of Fame. As we found out, dumbass here is actually from Czechoslovakia, and he actually is part of the Hall of Fame for wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling. Well, after his little outburst, they are now reviewing his induction into the Hall of Fame.
Good.
And they're looking at possibly removing him.
Bye.
So we're at the FO of the FAFO.
Good.
I can't say no to that shit.
Has he come out and apologized yet?
No, he has. Sorry. I don't believe so. I don't believe I've seen anything in regards to an apology. I believe he tried to put out his version of the story.
Oh, yes. His daughter said his dad's niece instead of her cousin. I remember that. Yeah, I commented. My dad's niece was in a competition and he went and said that's a boy and walked away.
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody else is lying, but your dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, that's true.
He's a victim.
They always find some way to find themselves to be the victim after completely decimating a 9-year-old girl to the point she's in tears.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, but you're the victim, not the 9-year-old girl that you completely decimated. Yeah, fuck you.
Anyway.
So we're going to move over to YCDSB.
Yeah.
So over to YCDSB, they, as we talked about last week, they had a walkout in regards to it. It was. So there was some good and some bad. So YCDSB, obviously there's a couple of schools in that particular district. They had some good turnouts in regards to the entire banning of the pride flags. They're like, no, we want to honor and love the pride flags. Unfortunately, also, at least in one of the schools, there was an incident where pride flags were also attacked.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. If you're not protecting, what the hell are you doing?
The thing is you don't have to like it, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have to like it, but you don't have to go out of your way to rip the shit down. Like, how many times do we walk by Crazy Howard with all of his billions of signs? How many times have we tried to rip his signs away? Like, they're disgusting. They're misinformation. They're disinformation. They're ridiculous. They're embarrassing. They're all of those things. We don't touch his property. We don't care. Like, why would you do that? If you firmly believe in the fact that Canada is a place to be able to have your free speech or whatever, why would you take somebody's property and destroy it, or take property and, like, just so you can make sure that they know how much you hate them? Is that the point of that? Like, it's doing nothing to you, but your eyes meeting it, and then all of a sudden you're so fucking triggered, you got to do that shit. Like, beat it. It's so stupid. No trans person, no gay person, no lesbian, no queer, none of these people have done anything to harm you. And the community as a whole has done nothing to harm you. So why would you try to do that? Like, if it's, if we're talking about some really offensive, statue or something where millions of people or hundreds of people or thousands of people have been killed at the hands of this person. Okay, that's one thing. But that's not what the rainbow flag symbolizes at all. It doesn't symbolize harm to anybody. So why would you do that? It's just so bizarre to me that you would take it to that level and be that ridiculous and vengeful and stupid. Like, anyway, but the kids walked out.
They did. The kids did walk out. I wasn't able to get any good information in regards to the numbers, but the kids did walk out. Hopefully we'll see some more articles coming out from YCDSB. I'm trying to keep talking to the sources there, especially, with something where
footage?
There's no footage. No footage. No. It's small amount, and I'd have to go. Yeah, there's a little bit more to go through TikTok, but again, huge week, woman.
I know. No, I'm not saying you needed to get the footage. I'm just wondering, like, I'd love to see it, because I mean, the young people like to use TikTok, right? And so
they do. They do.
I think maybe that would be Yeah.
But it's a little bit more than the footage to find. And absolutely, I mean, if I can find the footage, that'll be one thing. But it's also I want to keep track of it to see how it progresses. It's wonderful the kids were able to send out a message. I'm hoping the message resonates.
Yeah.
Because this is not, this won't be the last school board doing this, and finding a way to get the school boards to like, all right, we need to recognize and support is, I think, an important message to bring out to these boards to say, no, you need, if you believe and you're trying to do, your safe spaces and everything else, and you say you support the, 2S LGBTQIA plus, you need to show it.
Yeah.
Not hide from it.
30 days out of 365 days, and they can't handle that shit. I mean, come on.
It's true. It's true.
Like how, anyway, whatever. We'll move on to the next thing. Hot mic teacher.
Someone has the agenda. Can you tell?
I can read.
That's true. So this one I'm going to reserve a little bit of comment. I'm just going to set it up and whatnot, and I'm going to let, because I'm a little bit I'm not sure how to respond to this one. And even after listening to the whole thing once or twice, I'm still not too sure. So the setup is here. It's a hot mic. Somebody recording on the cell phone about a teacher, basically commenting to some Muslim students about the LGBTQ celebrations.
What grade are these? Do you know?
I believe they're high school.
Okay.
I believe they're high school. So we've got the recording. Let me get the recording up for us, and then we can just listen to it and go from there.
Your faces, and I see some of your faces, and you think, oh, Madame is out to lunch. Well, I'll tell you, you are out to lunch if you think it's acceptable to not show up because you think that there's some pride activities going on at school, right? Oh, that's fine. Because I'm going to show my opinion by hanging out at the mall. But meanwhile, all of those kids who are, involved in, say, the Gay Straight Alliance or whatever, I don't even know if we have that anymore in our school, they're here when we did Ramadan for Lion Time, and they're showing respect in the class for your religion, right, for your beliefs. It goes two ways. If you want to be respected for who you are, if you don't want to suffer prejudice for your religion, your color of skin, your whatever, then you better give it back to people who are different from you. That's how it works. It's an exchange. And it isn't like that in all countries. As I told you, in Uganda, literally, if they think you're gay, they will execute you. If you believe that kind of thing, then you don't belong here. Because that is not what Canada believes. We believe in freedom. We believe that people can marry whomever they want. That is in the law. And if you don't think that should be the law, you can't be Canadian. You don't belong here. And I mean it. I really mean it. And it's not a joke, Mansour. It's a back and forth. You want it, you got to give it. It just makes me angry. Sorry, I'm a little worked.
So
Okay.
I'm in agreement with a lot of what she's saying. It's around the second half I started having a problem with it. I'm going to let you start off, Deana.
I have no problem with what she said. She was definitely passionate about what she was saying, so it might have been taken, but she had every right. Now, here's the thing. She made a good point. You're teaching stuff so that people have a broader understanding of what other people are doing. It's not to make you that way. You don't take science class to make you a scientist. Okay. You don't take English class to make you an author. You take these classes so that you have a wider understanding of the world that is around you. And they do teach Ramadan to Christians, to Jewish people, to atheists. Does that turn them into Muslims? And even if it does, is that terrible? they teach when there's Christmas and they talk about Christmas stuff and the history of Christmas and Christ. Does that turn people into Christians because of that? Like, did that sway you, Joe? So one day these students are going to be someone's boss, or they're going to be responsible for human resources, or they're going to be working alongside somebody, or they're going to be responsible for serving somebody. All of these things, they are going to be embedded within our society. And what they need to understand is that they don't get to be prejudiced holding these things, because our human rights code is ingrained in our laws. And so that's the big picture of it. But to have somebody, okay, so I'll just get anecdotal. When I was younger, so my parents, they moved here in 1970 from Egypt. I was born in 77. So not even 10 years. And then, growing up, I was probably the only Muslim kid in my class for the first several years. We were the only Sharif in the phone book. Okay. Like that. There was a small Egyptian community. This is way before the Lebanese boom, way before the Somalian boom. Like, it was very small, and I was like the only one who fasted in class. Like, everybody would be eating, 30 kids, and then there's me with no lunch, and I would explain what Ramadan is. But it felt like when I was younger, like whenever they would, let's say we would sing hallelujah, oh my God, that's something towards Jesus. That is not my prophet. So I zip it. And it was weird, because it was like, that's not even how my parents trained me, but it just seemed like they wanted to make sure that I was Muslim, right? And so, so you start off with a closed mind. And in our religion, in the Islamic religion, it speaks to the other religions. And it wasn't until I had that conversation with my wonderful grandfather, who was an artist and a philosopher, very religious, and he spoke about these things. So if you teach your child to not engage or your human, whatever child or teenager or whatever, however old they are, to walk away from information out of fear that it might change them, then you have zero confidence, in your ability to teach your child or teenager or whatever, anything. And, you don't have any faith in your child. You cannot turn somebody gay by talking about being gay. It's just not a thing. I am not gay. I am not trans. I am surrounded by gay and trans and whatever, like all of it. It has not changed me into whatever this fear is from these people. So if you want to avoid this, and you think by shutting people down is the way that you're going to protect your child from ever becoming that, you're deeply, deeply misinformed. And you should join your kid in that class to talk about Pride Week or Pride Month, because you just don't know what you're talking about. It's ridiculous. It's a silly, silly way to walk through life, is to just shut your mind to anything different. And that's how people treated Muslims before. They didn't want to talk about Ramadan. And every time you read the newspaper, terrorists always followed Muslim in the newspaper. The media made sure to ingrain in people's heads that terrorist was an association to Muslim, and it's still ingrained in a lot of people's minds. And
Were you ever called a terrorist for racist reasons?
No.
Out of curiosity.
No, but you know what happened once? I was working at a bar, the Field House. It was a restaurant at.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
And I was waiting for drinks at the bar, and this guy was sitting at the bar, and this happened right after 9/11, right? And this guy's sitting there having a beer, and he's like, "Fucking Muslims," and blah 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 blah, and he's just like railing on Muslims and how he doesn't trust them and all this stuff. And I look at him and I'm like, I'm a Muslim, you know. He was a small man too. Like he's just like the angry small man guy. And he just looks at me and then he just pushes his beer, fucking walks. Gone. I'm like, see ya. Like, because people don't think that I'm Muslim because I'm white. It's funny, you know, I'm Muslim. I was born Muslim. I grew up Muslim. You know, my whole family is Muslim. Nobody's converted outside of Islam. We don't all practice the same. Definitely my mom is more like prays more than I do, does all those things. You know,
but just to add to that, just sorry to add to that was you weren't, you know, your family wasn't white converted to Muslim. Like, no, your family is from Egypt, like, you know, straight, you know, straight from Middle East, right in Egypt, and that's it. There's no.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Doesn't.
You can't. They say I can't tell them that they're not good Muslims because of their bigotry, but then they can turn around and say that a gay imam is a fake imam, or that I'm not really Muslim, or I'm, you know, whatever it is, like haram. Get a life.
Well, no, what they're trying to tell you is that you're not allowed to judge. Only they are.
Only they are. That's it. And it's pathetic. My version of Islam, because we are told that we have a brain before the book, we have a brain, we have free will, we have thought, and we have to use our brain. And my brain tells me that wanting people to not exist is not Islamic. That is haram. Like, it's pretty simple. It's in the 10 Commandments. Like, yeah. And then to disinform people, lie to people about what is happening, and then being told, like, maybe you made a mistake, maybe somebody sent you a photo and you thought that that's how trans people are, or that's how drag queens are, and then somebody corrects you and tells you what the context of that picture is, and you don't shut up because you just don't want to learn something different. Then now you are disinforming. You were told, you were corrected, and then you carry it out. It's disinformation. And that is a lie, which is also part of the 10 Commandments. And then there are people who are bearing witness to these things, but continuing the lie. Like, do we have to run through all of the 10 Commandments? These people are committing adultery. All y'all are having sex outside of marriage. Okay. Even you hijabis. I'm not stupid. I know. I was in Egypt. My male cousin filled me in. Like, you are breaching. So you can't pass judgment on anybody else for where they sit. And for me, making sure people are good and okay and loved and protected, that, to me, that's Islam. Not this showing up at kids' schools so that you can yell at people because you don't like how they are, and you call them against God. You tell them that they are wrong. It's disgusting.
Great. We're going to get even more into more detail about that a little bit later.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. We're going to move up to the other one. Let's get to the next one. So, because I can get a little bit more into it.
Funny.
But
this one's lighter.
So we're going to get a little bit lighter here. We're just going to go down to Wellington Street because, once in a while we'll go take a look at just those who are aware of Ottawa, although I assume most of the people here are. We have a bit of a circus in Wellington, and once in a while they have a bit of an act that's kind of entertaining, and enjoy.
It's the same act over and over again. Same actors.
But it isn't just like you are bringing a bunch of stuff that's nonsense. Yes, nice conversation. That's what we were having here. We're trying to wake you up, put you on the right side of the law. Not Trudeau's fucking law. What? Four. No. What?
What the hell? Grab his phone. Film. Film everything. Film everything.
No, why are you arresting him for us? Where?
What's the law? Oh, you're lucky I'm not there, you piece of crap.
You guys getting arrested? We're doing freedom of speech, you know?
Freedom of speech. Your life Facebook, you
The falsely arresting for falsely.
Have your name and badge number.
name, badge number, everything.
So before we even get started into it, first of all, I love synchronizing videos. I had to do that for that one in particular, and including having to put in a slice. It's just one of those weird little fun things I like to do. And second, I don't know what the outcome of the arrest is. I believe it was a catch and release, but I can't be 100% sure. I haven't checked it up, but it's. You know,
somebody, okay, vaccines, baby. I would pay good money to see Ven try to intervene. You know what he would do?
Yes.
You're under arrest. You're under arrest.
You're under arrest. You're under arrest.
You're under arrest.
What are you going to do to the police officers? Like, what would you do while they're arresting Danny, your buddy Danny? What you, Mr. Ven, would you do to the police officers while they're arresting? Are you going to just yell at them more? Are you going to, I don't know, scream, tantrum, get your own self? You're not going to interfere with them because you know what happens if you interfere with them. They'll just arrest your ass right there. Like that.
He's not going to do anything. He just, whatever. They're all talk. They're so silly.
Like,
anyway, that was fun to watch.
It was a little bit entertaining. It was. Oh, yes, freedom, baby.
But here, like, now we have some commentary about the Wellington regulars. And
we do.
It's coming from one of their own.
It is. So, some of you guys may have seen this, and I'm just queuing this up because it's back-to-back video, and I can't do that as quickly as possible. But yeah, it appears the right is eating the right, and we've been watching this for a while, where they've been taking shots at each other. But this one here is a really, really big blast towards literally Wellington Street, and here we go.
Because that is what it is. He's right. They're just it's a hobby. We're gonna go scream at empty buildings, and a lot of these people, they don't fit anywhere else. That's why they're there. Like the freedom people. Yeah, that's why they're there, because they have nowhere else to go. They don't have any jobs, they don't have any families, they don't have any social circles, and they're losers that found kind of a niche where this was a place that took everybody, because at the time, when this kind of came down on everybody, it was like the more the merrier, the numbers, right? And it's just kind of attracted all these vagrants and politically homeless people who don't really believe it. They're just a train. A lot of them are drug addicts and alcoholics, and they just want to party and fuck around. And that's a lot of it. That's most of it. And that cast, that was why I had a hard time being embraced by a lot of the wider public, because they go out and see what these people are about, and it's a bunch of people shirtless, smoking cigarettes, half in the bag, hammered, screaming about the world economic, stuff that they don't understand. They just look crazy and insane. Yeah. And it's okay, you're some dad that works at a software company, and here's a guy who's half shit-faced in the bag who looks like an extra from Sons of Anarchy, and he's screaming at me about how Bill Gates is putting microchips in vaccines. And I'm going to walk away pretty quickly from that. And that's, and that's what's left now. Everybody else has kind of gone on with their lives. I'm still doing what I was doing before, and other people are. And there's this collection of lost people with nothing to do who are just still, stuck in this weird kind of endless cycle of protesting nothing. They don't even really know what they're angry about, and what do they want? They don't know. Freedom, whatever that means. Let me do whatever I want all the time for free is what it means, I guess.
Literally what we've been saying the entire time, like, these guys have no, Wellington has no direction.
Does it end for you before it ends for me? This video?
Probably.
You talk when the video is on. Okay, can you just go ahead and talk about it? Give me a sec. I'm going to log in from Chrome. I don't like this new browser. It keeps cutting out the video. So I'll be in a second, okay?
All right, then. I will be the center focus here. So Deana's going to pop out, and it'll just be moi for a second. Or I think she's popping out. Anywho. As she's flipping through, yeah. There is... Oh, there she goes. All right, so I'll take over here. That didn't work well. All right. Anyways, so yeah. Start off with everybody in regards to what I'm looking at. It's the same thing we've been saying the entire time. There's no difference. Literally, there is no difference whatsoever. These guys are just hanging around. We saw this when they were at Tupac. We saw this pretty much everywhere else, and it kind of like really explains everything that these guys have been doing this entire time, which was, as we are, whatever cause that they found, they got gravitated towards. They're kind of like, I don't know, small objects following something that has a larger gravitational force. They got caught into its field, and so the convoy caught them into it, and they all got dragged into it. And once the convoy is done, they're like, well, where do we go from here? So they just hang around Wellington Street to continue the last thing that they were kind of doing, that where they were, they felt they were part of. And that didn't go too far until they saw Tupac. So what did they do? They just sort of dragged their ass over to Tupac and go, look, we're part of this big movement here that was just called Tupac. And they stayed there until they got kicked out because Comer didn't pay the rent or the deposit or anything in regards to the building. So they got thrown out. And then
they were also really bad neighbors.
Oh yeah, the neighbors didn't like them, but I mean, everything came down to the one thing: they weren't fucking paying the rent. Like that's Gomery was specific. Like, you're not paying the money, gone, get out. Yeah. So they're just going around trying to gravitate to whatever things they can sort of be a part of, and so now, thinking and explaining that, it makes total sense in regards to, of course these guys are going to be going over to anti-drag story time, and they're going to go to anti-trans and everything else that's going in there, because this is something that's a group that they can end up being a part of. They're being dragged into these things. So
listen, I want to talk more about the fact that it took fucking Jeremy McKenzie 2.5 fucking years to say this shit that we've been saying the whole entire time. Guess what, Jeremy? You just said what Trudeau said. We've been saying this shit the whole fucking time, that the majority of these people here, like, now they're all broken up all over Canada, doing their little fucking shit ass convoy 60.0. Like, 2.5 fucking years. And now you're finally admitting it, or are you acting like you've discovered it, or what?
Yeah.
Like, we've been saying this, weekly now? These people are fucking idiots.
Yeah, I mean, like, was it Bowder's trying to fire up Convoy 78 now for some reason? And I think we were discussing too, like, all the original convoy leaders, they're kind of disappear now. Griff is done. People aren't following them. That's it. They've gone over. New generation is there. That's all sorts of crazy other stuff. But yeah, no, it's these guys are just going to, and these guys are just going to cling to whatever they can find.
If you guys don't like my fucking face, then stop showing up all over these places and being fucking douchebags. I won't show up, man. I'll go back to fucking hanging out in my backyard and smoking a joint and chilling at the beach and doing all that shit. But you guys, like, you just keep doing this fucking garbage and, like, going after people. We don't bother with the Wellington dipshits anymore because they're not actually, I mean, they're embarrassing, but they're not actually harming anybody. So, like, go protest on Parliament Hill and be an idiot like you all are. But the minute you start taking it in front of schools and the minute you start taking it to, like, actual people, we have problems, and I'm going to be there. But if you don't want me to be there, then just fuck the fuck off. That's simple. But yeah, thanks for the news flash, Jeremy. Thanks for finally fucking putting it all together and wrapping it up all nicely for the rest of us. Douchebag.
Agreed. So what should we talk about now?
We're talking about another fucking douchebag who's making a living off of treating people like shit.
You don't mean who I think you mean, do you?
Yeah.
Now to the main event. Our dear Friday event of our friend Chris Billboard.
He's not our friend.
Billboard Chris. He's not a friend.
I am on the bottom of my goddamn shoe, which is exactly what I said in Arabic, by the way, you idiots. I was telling them they are pieces of shit at the bottom of my shoe. That's a wonderful insult in Arabic.
There's a whole discussion in regards to there's a whole discussion in regards to swearing in different languages, and I'm sure Deana and I could probably go through the whole thing because I speak English and French. People haven't figured out, Deana speaks English and Arabic, and I'm not sure if there's any other languages in there. And French. Well, that's right, in French. And swearing is a very, very unique thing depending on which language you do it from. But I'm sure most people listening here is there. But who cares? Let's get to the rally. Let's get to the Friday event. Holy shit. This thing was intense. I've got this background clip here. I'm not going to go through too many other clips until we get to the specific segments.
Oh, they were pissed. They were outnumbered. They honestly thought that they were going to beat us.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So there was a fair amount of stuff we did. I mean, we worked on trying to get the group for Ottawa Defense Collective, and we had a good, strong showing, as well as the other groups, Horizon Ottawa and CSO, as well as Broadview Love. We got, I'd say, over 200 to around 200, 300 people that showed up in total that just went there, and it was fantastic. And it was phenomenal. So we had a large, strong showing.
It was at least 300. There was about 200 where we were, and another 100 that were back at the back.
It is, and at one point it did get spread out as lines were being formed into different areas, which was a bit of a pain.
Well, that's why we needed the numbers, because it was a huge surface area that we had to cover.
It was. For those who weren't aware, there was about 3 schools, and but the short of it also was. So let's get into the feelings in regards to. I still and I regret because I got this close to him and I did not get a chance to ask him the one fucking question. I'm like, why the fuck are you here? And not even the question of like, why did you come to Ottawa to do your protest? But why the fuck are you here in front of these schools? Why aren't you at a parliament? Why aren't you at the OCDSB? Why aren't you at some place that actually makes a difference where you could actually do this? Why the fuck are you here walking around trying to have a conversation with kids?
Fucking kids go to our school boards. You don't even know what happens there. Why was Viva Frey there from fucking Florida? Why were all of these people, these right-wing personalities coming from all over Canada and the United States to fucking, like, honestly, probably if just you remove those people, they probably would have had, I don't know, 75 people there. Like, it was ridiculous. It was, like I say this all the time, it was like Marvel Comics and all of the villains came to fucking descend on our dear Ottawa. Sorry, not Marvel, DC. Oops. I remember now. I remember. Nerd.
Don't mess with the nerd, woman. But yeah, but like actually Marvel is more appropriate in this one, like if you want to take something like the Avengers. But so one of the things that we'll discuss a little bit more later as it ties into the other thing, but we had all the names because we were tracking them right away, which was all the names that we saw, like Viva we knew was coming, Billboard, Save Canada, and all these other names that came in there.
Yeah,
Gucci, Greg Wycliffe, like the list can go on.
Oh, Greg Wycliffe, what a fucking idiot!
I know. I don't have the video here.
Manicured hands.
I don't have the video here, but I did have a short conversation with him. And if you guys follow my Twitter, you know how that went.
I had about the same conversation with him.
I know. I feel short is simple with him. He doesn't. He's not very good.
I hope it was money well spent for him to come all the way down. I hope that was good. Nice little visit with all of his bigot friends. It's good.
Absolutely, but so with all the, we had all the sort of the regular chuds we were expecting, all the regular names. The one that kind of surprised me, and we're still, and we're kind of discovering the whole thing about it, is the addition of the Muslim community that was in there, that kind of jumped into the whole thing.
I wasn't surprised. You know why I wasn't surprised?
What's that?
Because that was what was coming into my DMs.
Before the event?
Yes, I was reading Billboard Chris's bullshit shit about me, and then there was this guy who like pretends that he's like a friendish sort of jostler on the right wing with me. I read his fucking comment. He says I'm prone to violence. He says I'm the one prone to violence. Yeah, I'm prone to violence when violence meets me. But anyway, whatever. We're not going to get into that. Everybody who knows me knows me. So. And Chris goes, that's good to know. So I'm like, okay. Like I was ready because they're going to try to set me up, which is exactly what they did. But fucking, I rock that shit. And, but he's like, good to know. And I'm like, okay, paying attention. And then other people are jumping into my DMs because of course somebody tags me in there so that all the trolls know. And then they start going into my DMs, just wait for the Muslims, because the Edmonton that had all those Muslims go out? I think it was like the week prior or something like that. Excuse me. I should have gotten a glass of water. But anyways, so I was like, okay, I went and spoke to a bunch of churches. I wouldn't be surprised if they went and spoke to a couple of people like mosques or whatever. They reached out. And so here's the thing though, and it's not going to work. And I'll tell you why. You can have Muslims and Christians get along really, really well. If we're talking about your run-of-the-mill Muslims and Christians. What you can't have are fundamentalist Muslims and fundamentalist Christians building on a relationship that will last. They will eat each other. And you know how I know? Because it's happening already in my comment section. There is like these two women, one is Muslim, one is Christian, and they are getting into this battle about how Prophet Muhammad Piba had married a 9-year-old girl. And then the Muslim woman was like, well, Jesus Piba married, sorry, not Jesus. Mary was 12 when she married Joseph, who was 99. And they are just at each other. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to mute this conversation. This is funny. And I read some of it. But you'll see. Like, for sure, they're going to be united in hate for this, but it's going to, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I'm more looking at like, you're going crazy with a lot of religious things. Not you, but like these guys go with like religious texts and whatnot. I'm like, I'm a lapsed Catholic because I'm looking at this thing and I'm reading the goddamn Bible and listening to what they're saying, and I'm like, yeah, none of your shit makes sense. None
of it makes sense. It's not even true. You're right.
Yeah.
Like what they're saying is bullshit.
Yeah. And I don't want to trash anybody on religion because, there's many religions I don't have a problem with. And so understand what I mean by that is I'm straight out atheist. I will tell this to anybody. If you ask me, like, yeah, I'm atheist. Don't try to convert me. It's going to be a waste of time. If you are religious and you're like, you tell me I'm a Christian, it's something I do. Cool. I will protect that for you because you deserve to be Christian if you want to be Christian or want to be Jewish or Muslim or anything else. Absolutely. I will never have a problem with that. I will have a problem if you're, you say, I don't, I don't want to do this because of my religion. Cool. I don't want you to do this because of my religion. Fuck you.
But that's the point.
That's the point of like freedom from religion.
All of this, like you are free to have your religion, and you're even free to be a dumbass piece of shit bigot. All of those things. But the minute you take that and start to impose it on other people, you're done. It's no longer okay. It is, like I said, and they keep these convites. They keep mentioning the Bill of Rights and the Charter of Freedom and all, like whatever, they mishmash everything together. Read it again, guys. Just read it again. Like read it again.
Yeah.
And then stop saying that you are being persecuted because somebody else can have the medical care that they choose to have that has zero impact on your life. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Zero. Zilch.
So, now, for a little bit of lightness in this.
Just a minute. One more word
right.
before Billboard Chris.
Go. We're still going to be in Billboard Chris for a bit.
Go fuck yourself. Sure.
Absolutely.
I can tell him that again later.
Oh, we can tell them multiple times for sure. I don't think he's going to be back in Ottawa for a bit, but
what did he speak for? Like, what was he out for? Like half an hour? He let all the violence and everything happen. That's what he does. He on his Twitter page, he's like, "This is not the place for you. If you bring your signs, there should be no violence." Blah 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 blah. And then he purposely stays away for however long.
He was around, so I think he was up the north area, and we weren't. We stayed in the southern area, so we didn't quite see him there. But no, he was there the entire time.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I didn't have the pleasure to see him. I saw him for like a whole 2 minutes.
I think he would have recognized you too if you got closer to him. Now, one of the things that was there when it comes to these interesting rallies, though, is creativity is science, and I just want to point this one out because I know this is my favorite sign that I saw the entire time, and I'm going to speak for Deana because I like to talk for Deana. I think this was her favorite sign too.
It's not playing for. Oh, there it is.
I have actually talked to people who are associated with the person who made the sign.
Awesome.
If they're listening, you've made there is so much appreciation, so much acknowledgement of artistry alone, detail, craftsmanship, everything about this is just absolutely fantastic.
Amazing.
This is absolutely, and as I'm sure the votes are coming in for this one, absolutely. I think if we do a poll right now, we're going to have a unanimous vote for them to be the winner of the sign contest because and the sad part is I did not realize about this sign till I got home. And then somebody showed me the sign, or I was looking through some other video. I'm like, oh my God, this sign's absolutely fantastic. And then I grabbed my camera and I started reviewing the footage because it takes me a little bit longer to get there because I just get exhausted by the time I got home after everything else and dropping off all the equipment. Or a couple of days later because I'm lazy. I'm looking through it and I got a clear shot of the sign and I don't remember seeing it. So my camera was really good in picking up all the shit I miss, which is good. But again, fantastic. 11 out of 10.
Yes.
Deana?
Amazing. I think it's great. But I want to keep talking about this, but there's somebody who made a comment and I need to address the comment. Somebody said kids cannot consent. Okay. Nobody is saying kids can consent. Mm-hmm. People are saying that it's up to the parents and the medical team and the child to work on whatever the child needs. My daughter had kidney issues since she was in my belly. By the time she was 4, she needed to have kidney surgery. My kid could not consent. She couldn't tell me that she wanted kidney surgery, and she even told me she didn't want surgery. But we made her get surgery because we are her parents. When a child comes to you and is likely going to self-harm or even take their life, and the answer is to provide them with the medical care that they need so that they can be okay, then it's up to the parents to do what's best for the child. And that's exactly what the parents are doing. And what you guys are doing is saying, no, you know more than their parents and you know more than the medical team, but you do not. And that is the problem. So Billboard Chris can walk around with his stupid fucking billboard saying that kids cannot consent. The kid isn't going to the doctor and saying, do this to me. The kid and the parents and the medical team are doing this. So enough with the kids cannot consent bullshit, because it's not the kids who are doing it only. And if you have a child and you are not listening to your child and what your child needs, you're a shit parent. The end. Again, not your kid, not your fucking problem.
True.
That's it. Yeah, they don't even do these things to kids. I know. It's like, it's such hyperbole. I'm reading some of the comments. It's fucking hyperbole. It's bullshit. It's lies and manipulation and disinformation, scare tactics. And it's not your kid. Like, just, and your kid's not going to be any different because some other kid is getting the health care that they need. So enough with it. So thank you for making that comment so that I could speak to it. Anyway.
Absolutely. Some detail about that comment we can talk about later. Yeah, no, it was an excellent point. You're absolutely right. There's more I want to bring up a little bit later in regards to the whole thing. But we're up to
Winnipeg.
We're up to the
Pride account.
Sorry?
The Winnipeg Pride?
No, we're still in Ottawa.
Oh, okay.
We're up to the incident.
I have a moth.
Where?
Hold on, you keep talking.
All right. We're up to the incident where Deana talks to people in more, more. Here she is.
I heard you, Deana. What did Deana do?
We're going to talk about the incident that happened with you.
Okay.
At the rally. So before we get to it, just let me make sure. So as many people have talked about, I try to construct a clip based on footage I have. This is kind of the best view I was able to get in regards to the whole incident here. So putting it together, you guys take a look.
Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Christine. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho.
Push. See that? Stop that for a second. Joe, can you stop it?
Yeah, give me a second here. I can't. Sorry, hang on. I can't see the pause it right there.
Pause it. I wanted you to pause it. Now, if you go, and everybody can watch this video again, when the fox passes me, notice how my camera jerks. He fucking body checked me. He body checked me, like literally with his arm, did this. And I know.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go. Hey, hey.
Sorry.
Ho, ho.
It's okay.
Yeah, I can't get it to pause correctly.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
can watch it again. So you watch my footage. We'll post that clip that
I can do that.
did. So you'll see that there's a jolt with my camera because he fucking body checks me. And you need to pay attention because they were conversing with each other how this was going to go down. And then you'll see him do one of these when the cop goes, right? The cop taps him and then all of a sudden he does one of these and then he walks over and they're going a line and he fucking does one of these to me. And all I do is like put out my hand because I'm busy. I got one hand in the phone and one hand with the pinwheel. And then she fucking turns around and nails me with the Bible. Totally. So yeah, I grabbed her by the head. And people are trying to pull us apart. So I'm pulling. I'm like, no, I need to pull this person away and put her to the ground and restrain her. Didn't have a chance to do that. No problem, because we were pulled apart. That's cool. I was done. And you'll see that in the video. I was done. And she fucking, all I see is her plow through the people that were right here in front of me, like two people like this. She came right through and fucking whips me again with the Bible. Of all things, girl. Like you're sitting there acting like your Bible is so holy and then you use it as a fucking weapon. Hilarious.
Bible thumper.
I took her down again. Like, done. Like, don't even bother, girl. And she started with me about 40 minutes into us being there when they first came. And she's like saying something, I guess that pastor that was there at the OCDSB guy who was like, Bible in my face. And I'm just saying, protect trans kids or tout le monde déteste les fascistes, I think is what I was yelling. And come here, Jin Jin. And so, yeah, like, she said something about me spitting on her boyfriend. Are you going to spit on me like you did my boyfriend? So I'm like, okay, there's something going on here. Like, who is this person? Yeah, so she's totally looking. And then it turns out she like hit a bunch of other people there too.
She did.
She's a maniac.
She is absolutely. So yeah, there's a fair amount, and this, I was hoping to get some more video from people that were supposed to send them in. Unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to. But yeah, there was. They did accuse them of actually having hit a couple other people along the way.
Yeah.
Here's the sort of the second half here. See if we can break that up.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go. Hey,
sorry about
hey,
this. I don't
ho,
like.
ho. Transphobes have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Transphobes have got to go, hey, hey.
Christine.
Transphobes have got to go. Hey, hey.
Okay, now watch him look. Watch him look around. There he's looking around. Okay, let's do this. And then, boom. See that? And I know that other dude, this guy, has more footage. He's not letting it out.
Do something about it.
Now, first, what I want to say, the Sean Hunter guy, Drake Eastwood,
he's a fucking idiot.
He's an absolute fucking idiot. All he does is he tries to start fights and everything else. Yep. Straight out. I don't know how many times I kept on fucking trying to point out, like, he is going to cause riots. Like, he's jumping into it. He jumps into the crowds. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to go there. And he's going to get his ass pounded and he's going to cry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then he fucking whines online saying, "Oh, look, she assaulted me." And then he shows a video of nothing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, like, what are you fucking talking about? The guy's an idiot. But yeah, so you see, like, you guys
Oh no,
see,
I
he
saw
fucking
him. Like,
body checks me and
yeah.
my camera jolts, and then she fucking comes in for the swing. Like, they totally fucking planned that shit. You saw like him pointing, okay, let's do this. Fuck you guys. I'm watching you, and fuck with me. Like, you guys have tried this so many times to fuck with me, and then what happens? Like, I don't need to hit you first. I fuck with your head. I fuck with your head so fucking bad that you can't control yourselves. Like, you're so pathetic. You're so fucking pathetic. You can't keep your hands to yourself. Nick Morbido, you're fucking pathetic. You can't keep your fucking hands to yourself. You gotta whack my fucking megaphone. Get some restraint, you fucking hothead pieces of shit. I'm just a girl yelling a bunch of shit at you, and you can't fucking handle that shit. You can't fucking handle that shit.
True.
I fucking got the power, you bitches. You can use your muscle all you want. Fuck you. Fuck you. I got you by the balls.
We're having a spicy night.
I just want them to fucking remember. Touch me. See what the fuck happens. I've warned you guys enough fucking times. You gotta gang up on me. You gotta now have to do like a 3-on-1, because you couldn't just do it one person. You gotta have 3 of you try to come on and like hit me. Fuck you. It's a fucking reflex. Someone touches me, it fucking happens back. It's what it is. It is what it is. I'm not trying to be a tough guy. It is a reflex. It is ingrained in my system. Somebody hits me, I fucking hit them back. So hit me if you want to fucking hit me.
Yeah, I disagree.
3 of you.
How about we don't? Yeah. How about we don't try to hit? And it's clear.
No, I think it's wrong. I don't.
No,
think
you're absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know what? I want to add one more thing before we get to the next clip, which is because this, to me, I'm like, and this particular clip here, it's one of the only ones that we got kind of a good sort of advantage of the altercations going on. And it's they're all like, oh look, the left was all violent. Here's the actual altercation. You don't have any other clips of the altercation because you guys don't want to show them.
You don't want to
completely.
Show it because you're lying sons of fucking bitches, and then you want to spin the story. Nothing. Even if the real story went out, you'd still be fucking spinning the story, like the whole megaphone thing. When everybody saw what actually fucking happened, and they still want to put the blame on me, and it's like, all right, like it doesn't fucking matter to me what you think, you fucking assholes. You're gonna hit me first. I'm gonna fucking hit you last. I don't like violence. Don't be violent. I don't need violence.
Yeah, and that's exactly my point in regards to this. Is they are kind of like, oh look, the left was being all. This is why they were arrested, because they were being all violent. No. This video here and every other incident, and you're gonna say I'm wrong and liar. You know what? Fuck you. I don't give a shit. You guys kept on fucking throwing the punches or instigating or doing this stupid shit.
Yeah.
And then you're starting to turn around and like, oh look, they're all violent, and that's no, fuck you. You guys did it. We have the video here on that.
One who walks towards.
Good luck proving you.
Yeah, we don't walk towards them. We stand right fucking there. You see how many times all those people would come right to my face? Literally, after we would get into a yelling match and then the police would, do whatever, and then it would be over. I would not just walk away from them. I would walk to the complete other side of the street and start chanting. And then who was there in the next 2 minutes? Those same fucking triggered pieces of shit, asshole, weak ass men.
Yeah.
Like, they think they're so tough. That's why I made those faces. And I love how triggered they are by this. Like, plaster me all over the internet, you fucks. I know exactly what happened in that moment, and it's a wonderful memory for me. Like, fuck.
New flavor of milkshake. That's all we're gonna say. It is.
It's hilarious. Like, I'm not the fucking maniac because I'm making fun of maniacs. Let's be clear about that. These are the faces I was getting. I'm giving them back.
And there is another video there, and you know what? I'm going to go take that video of you making the faces. I'm going to take the video of them making the faces. And again, as I said, and I love to do this. I love to synchronize.
Yes, let's do it.
I'll do it. You know it. I'll do it for sure.
Do it.
Now, speaking of weak ass men, I got one last thing for you in regards to weak ass men.
There's no shortage of weak ass men.
Dirksen.
Brian Dirksen's a fucking idiot. God,
I agree.
He cries when the cops take his Canada flag and shit. And do you remember how they said that they are inclusive? Do you remember how they said that they love the gay community and stuff? And now what he's doing is he's taking a pride flag and or kite.
Yeah.
Like a $2 kite. I bought those kites. Okay. Like, who cares? You're dumb. Dumb as shit. Like, show us how tough you are, Brian Dirksen, the trucker that never left, who rips kites off of trees and stomps on them. Roar, I'm a tough guy. Roar.
Kites are scary.
Yeah.
Kites are kind of scary. Rainbow kites, very, very scary.
Don't bring them
They will
near the
suck the
Dirksen.
Manhood from you and turn you gay.
Don't bring the Dirksen anywhere close to a rainbow kite.
Oh yeah, it'll scare him. Yeah. Apparently,
I bet you he's like that guy that yells, the old man that yells at the clouds.
He is the old man that yells at the clouds.
The kite's up in the sky.
He is the old man. He yells like, oh yeah, no, he is the old man that yells at the clouds because
fucking idiot.
He is.
Like seriously, you guys are idiots. Just remember that. That's what Deana thinks of you. You're a fucking idiot. Anyway.
It's Wellington. We already put them in their box tonight. We're actually going to leave Ottawa before we get to closer to the ending stuff, and we're going to go to Winnipeg for a minute.
Yep.
We're getting closer, but we're going to go to Winnipeg first. So Winnipeg, and I wanted to bring up Winnipeg too because it was one of those. This is a small story, but it's a small story in regards to everything else that's going on. So Winnipeg right now has a rise, and they've had to do an announcement out to people in regards to let people know, like, hey, there's an increase in violence within the Pride community, particularly Winnipeg and LGBTQ plus. I don't know if this is the one here. Last week, a Pride Winnipeg board member was followed home from a queer establishment and assaulted. Said Barry Karlingzig, president of the Pride Winnipeg. In 2023, we should be seeing acceptance and love. We are instead seeing alarming increases in hatred and violence against our community. So how this happened?
Guess what we said was going to happen?
Yes. Yeah, but it's not a criticism to the LGBTQ in regards to this. And like we told you. No.
No, I'm not talking about that to the LGBT.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it to the community. I'm talking about it to all the fucking bystanders who are watching all of this shit go down and doing fuck all about it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Agreed. 110% agreed. This is kind of one of those things I want to highlight in regards that this is just another thing to add to the fucking pile. The pile is getting big. And this week alone, we watched that particular pile grow significantly. Like in regards to just, activities like we saw on Friday, we're not done discussing shit in events in regards to things like Friday. We got another one that we still haven't gotten up to yet. But this is just like all these little iterations are becoming more frequent, more often, and adding to
more
it.
Dangerous.
It is. It's absolutely dangerous. This reminds me particularly of the Target and that one particular video I retweeted in regards to somebody from the LGBTQ addressing, I believe it was Target, when they decide to back down in regards to
the Pride.
to Pride displays. And the thing that resonated to me, and I cannot let go, was they said, "That's great, you were able to back out, but guess what? The LGBTQ people, they can't.
Correct.
They live that abuse that you felt that you couldn't withstand every single day.
Yep.
So while you have the luxury of backing down, they don't.
And they don't have money like Target does, or lawyers like Target does, or security like Target does.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's bullshit.
It is.
Anyway.
So this particular event here being targeted, I'm worried about, things like sponsors and everything else taking a step back. I'm like, no. You want to show you truly support? And I've said this a couple of times this week, and I'm going to say this right now. You don't be an ally when it's convenient.
Correct.
You be an ally when it's fucking shitty.
That's the time to be the ally, when things are getting tough.
Yep.
Absolutely. Agreed.
I'll stand with them when somebody's swinging something towards me. Not because it makes me look good.
Yep. All right. OCDSB protest.
Yes. So this one, I'll bring up the video for this one.
The OCDSB protest was main
You were.
player. I was there, but the main player that organized this, we'll just give it some backup here. The main player that organized this, he spoke and he's like spreading disinformation, and we'll get into that with one of the videos that I saw.
Yep.
But, he basically calls out in his Facebook post or whatever that he's tired of these fake imams and fake rabbis because they're gay, so it must make them fake, according to him. And, so a good number of people came. I think there was probably about 225 of them. A lot of them came really late, but the parking lot was so full that people were parked in the fire lane on both sides. There was no vehicle control at all. So they were parked 10 down on the main line at the end where you have to go out. 10 cars I counted on my live. And then there was another 4. So there was really like a narrow space that you could go. So if there was a fire at that school and the fire trucks had to come from the back, that wasn't going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. And they didn't, and the security did nothing about it. And then where I was parked, there were 2 cars parked in the middle of the parking lot, like behind cars. Just stopped there. No parking control. And that's going to be important a little bit later. But so they showed up, and I want to tell people why I showed up, because it's not, and for this particular reason that I was there is not just because I'm trying to protect trans rights. I am also trying to protect the image of Islam, the religion, and my image as a Muslim. So there are 2 things here, because we have one marginalized community going after another marginalized community. And I, was able to talk to a couple of people. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I talked to a couple of young guys, and they were being interrupted by another guy. They didn't want me to talk. He didn't want them to talk to me. But it's like really distressing because, out of everybody who is so welcoming, it is marginalized communities that are welcoming to these new Canadians, these Muslims who are targeted, who are marginalized. And the fact that they come here knowing that they are coming to a place that is free and that human rights reign supreme over religious rights. Okay, the human being comes before the religion. Yet now they feel emboldened enough to impose their belief, which is not mine, and we are both Muslims, onto marginalized communities, and to spread not just hate, because hate doesn't come without disinformation. And that's basically the little blurb I want to say before we get into the videos. Maybe you want to say something, Joe. I might have missed something.
No, I think you covered most of it there. I'm trying to think of a couple of things to say creatively as I'm trying to swap out the video in my scene. Subtly. But no, I think you covered pretty much everything to it. And it's I think the only thing I would want to add to the whole thing is this particular community. How can I put it? This particular community, maybe not aware of the people they're listening to and following to, and this is kind of one of the things that I refer.
No.
Hang on. Let me finish.
They actually hate LGBTQ community.
No, I don't disagree. That's not my point though. You're right. It's not the LGBTQ. What I'm talking about is more of reference to the image I wasn't able to get, which was they may not be aware of the people they're making friends with. And the photo I wanted to bring up and show was the Muslim women standing and holding the diag-along flag. I'm like, yeah, cool. You both realize you hate the same people. That's great. Once, let's say, you get rid of the bad people, do you think you two will still be friends? Considering this particular group has called you just a fucking laundry list of horrible shit.
So I missed a really good. Did I tell you that I bumped into those people at Billings Bridge?
Did you?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. This weekend. It's Sunday. So, but it was a missed opportunity because I honestly I drove around the parking lot for about 20 minutes because I saw them leaving, and I'm like, I need to talk to them. Like, I need to fucking actually talk to them and show them. And I was gonna call my mom because my mom is my translator. We have a lot of Arabs that come into the co-ops that I New Canadians and stuff that I manage at. And whenever I get stumped in Arabic, I call my mom, and I was like ready. But I had somebody with me, a member who has moved into a long-term care home, has no family in Ottawa or Canada even. And so since he's been transferred to the long-term care home, I've tried to visit with him, and I hadn't seen him in quite a bit. So I went, and it was his first time out from the long-term care home since he went in before like Christmas or whatever. So I said, I have to go dress shopping for my son's graduation. Do you want to come to Billings Bridge? So he was with me and was able to walk around and stuff and watch me shop for dresses. Anyway, so I didn't want to bring it up there. Like it wasn't the time. But then after I was like, no, man, I need to at least do the introduction. Like I really want to speak to these people. And it didn't happen. So anyway, I drove my friend home and then went back to my house and just kicked myself because I really should have taken that up. Anyway, I'll see them again. I'm at Billings Bridge often, and if they were there, I will see them there. And I'm not going to miss the opportunity because when I went to the OCDSB, I was being civil and nice and dancing around, which they fucking were triggered by and hated. But I said, Salaam alaikum. I smiled. I waved at the kids. Like it was a happy place to be. I wasn't angry. So I don't know.
But we do have the other video you want to discuss.
Yes, please. Is it going up? Yep.
Week, there was a statement that was released by the OCSB in which the superintendents of the school board told the teachers that starting September, all students will be referred as they, them. So now they are...
Bullshit.
They are...
Bullshit.
So now they are misgendering. They are equally misgendering everyone.
Liar.
The very thing that they called us out against. Now they are doing what they're calling us out against. They want to misgender everybody. What kind of freedom or equality is this? So here's what I propose, and I advise the OCDSB to listen carefully. I suggest if you are so confident in what you preach, in what you teach, to the point that you believe it should be enforced on everybody, on behalf of the Muslim community, we challenge you to a formal debate.
Yes.
We are here to defend our religion. Us Muslims, we believe that we are on the truth. And we believe that what makes us distinct and unique from other religions is that we have good evidence to believe in what we believe in. And so, we advise you, bring your top superintendent equity advisor. You can bring the Prime Minister, King, President, anybody, lawyer, politician, philosopher. Bring your top guy. We will bring actual authentic imams, scholars, preachers from our community, and we will have a civil, respectful, formal debate. If what you think is, if what you preach is true, then you don't have to force it against us. If what you preach is true, come debate us and we'll start following you. We're here to defend our religion. Come defend yours.
Turn it off.
Hang on. Me first.
Yep.
Fuck you for bringing a religion to a public school.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. I don't even care about shit. Fuck you for bringing a religion to a public school. I don't care what religion you are, but it has no place in a fucking public school in any debate. Fuck you. Go away. 100. You don't want to bring your kid and raise your kid in public school, fine, go to private school. 100%. Go nuts. You can do whatever you want. It's your child. It's your right to do whatever you want. But to 100. Tell people and that you need to use and impose your fucking religion in public school, fuck you. Get out.
100. Go start your own fucking school. But here's what I want to say. Number one, he makes a statement that starting September, the teachers are going to have to call everybody they, them. I'm like, that sounds pretty fucking stupid. I don't remember receiving any type of memo like that. So, of course, I fact check it. And I wish everybody would just fact check it. And all you have to do is go on the OCDSB website for all of their statement releases. Nothing. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm missing it. So I tried to call them and it was late, so I didn't get an answer. No problem. So I called my friend who is a teacher and I said, yo, can you tell me blah, blah, blah? This is what I heard. She's like, absolutely not. What? That's ridiculous. So no, the teachers aren't calling they, them. What they will do is if the child wants to be called they, them, and this is a policy from like 2020 or something like that. They will call them by the gender that they choose. That's all it is. So no one's misgendering anyone. In fact, it's the opposite. Because if the child wants to be known as non-binary or they, them, or, you know, Zer or he, her, his, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Whatever the child wants to be named is what they're going to be named. So there's no forcing anybody to call anybody they. And in the same fucking speech, the same breath, you're speaking on behalf of Muslims. You don't speak on behalf of me. You guys say that to me. You don't fucking speak on behalf of me. Number one. Number two, I'm going to quote him properly. We believe in the truth and that our religion is the truth because we have good evidence to believe what we believe. Yeah. Really? Well, how about that evidence? You believe what you believe. Are you believing in the evidence that you presented to the masses that you were speaking about how teachers are going to be forced to use they in September? You're full of shit. You sit the fuck down. Get the fuck out. You just lied to 225 people that this is something that's going to come and happen. You lied to them. You're misleading people. Sit the fuck down.
I wonder what Al is going to think about that.
Oh, fuck. He's starting a riot is what he's doing. He's starting the war. He will have blood on his hands, and that is not hyperbole. He is spreading bullshit so people can be mad at teachers so that they can start yelling at the OCDS board. They're going back on Monday. Do you guys know that? They want to do this all the time now. This is going to be their new thing. They're going to be the Wellington dipshits, but it's going to be the OCDSB dipshits now. And kids were coming out of Sir Robert Borden because there is a school attached and their classes are being interrupted by this. So you want to protect the kids, but then you're going to go fucking stand in front of the kids. Half of those, they brought their kids, not even in school, a second time in a row.
Yep.
These kids are not going to school. I'm telling you, they are homeschooled. These kids that keep showing up. One kid gives my fucking camera the middle finger. Then he calls me a piece of shit in Arabic. Like he's not even 10 yet. I think you should be sending your kid to school. He's probably going to get his ass kicked, but you should send your kid to school. Like, fuck off. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about them. They can go fuck themselves. I'm going to be out there dancing. Obviously, I'm not going to go on Monday. I have a job too, so I'm not going to follow them
Monday,
around.
so the Monday is the next one. Monday is not the same place, by the way.
Where are they going? A different school?
Well, they're going to the different board. They're going to the, so I didn't notice that details if somebody mentioned it, but yeah, they're not going to the OCDSB. They're going to OCSB.
They're going
or
to
Catholic School Board.
The Muslims are going to go protest in front of the Catholic School Board.
Yeah, that should be.
Superty duperty duper.
There's all sorts of weird awkwardness.
They're so stupid.
To that, but you know,
fucking
cool.
Stupid. Fucking stupid. And they're going to go spread some more disinformation saying that they're going to have to call everybody they come August. Catholics will start school first, so they're going to be like the French schools, same thing. It's all,
yeah,
they should just protest everywhere.
Yeah, good luck with the French schools. You do realize what the French have done with religion, right? Yeah. Not all of them have been really, really good with it. We weren't really good with the royalty either, so.
No, you made a good point, Joe. Where the fuck was that energy in front of the Quebec legislature when they took that shit? Why?
True.
Why aren't they sticking up for themselves there? Huh?
It's true. Yeah,
good
that's
point,
true.
Joe. Good fucking point. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
We have a statement we have to release, and it's already 11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock, and I think we need to move up to the final thing, which is about us.
Government funding.
And government funding that we've been receiving from Trudeau. Apparently, there's the stories, and there might have been a slip in regards to a live stream, and us talking about that on there. I don't know, Deana, where would you want to?
Well, so I don't want people to have to zoom in with their phones onto their other device on my face. So if you don't mind, maybe give me the.
Oh, I can absolutely do that. Yeah. So I'm going to just.
No, they like to go right up into my mouth with their phones and shit. So I just want them to see me.
They do. That's true. All right, give me a second here. I will do that. I will pass you there like this.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
So,
regarding the comment about me and Joe getting government funding directly from Trudeau, and that we don't have to fundraise because we are getting funded by the government, I wanted to talk directly to those people who are intoxicated with vindication, as if, I said it on a hot mic or something and like I didn't know what I was saying. And the fact that, all of these people are reaching out to me, like all this right-wing media are wanting interviews and all these TikToks are being made because I made a statement about being government funding. For every one of you that believed that was true, you are a fucking idiot. And I have two thoughts on that. I had two frames of mind. Like, do I keep this troll going? Because I'm not even trying to fucking troll you guys. And you fucking do it to yourselves. Like, you've made me laugh so hard in the last 3 days, 4 days now. We're 5 even. You guys are fucking killing it. You're making me laugh so fucking hard. It's hilarious. And I just want to make something clear about government funding, okay? Like, who's getting government funded? Chris Stacey, You're out every single fucking day, walking around, filming shit. Jason LaFauci, you're planning these fucking convoy things. You're on your stupid live stream every fucking day. Where are you guys getting your money? Who's giving you your money? You don't have a job. You all told us you don't have a fucking job. So you want to talk about government funded? You're fucking government funded. You pieces of shit. You act like you figured some shit out. You're killing me. Joe, you can come back on. I just wanted to be right in the front to tell them how fucking stupid they are. And it's hilarious. And one last point. There's so many, everything we discussed. Jeremy McKenzie finally coming out, telling you guys you're fucking stupid. Like, he's stupid too, but like finally saying the fucking words we've been saying this whole time. The fact that you believe that I've been saying this since the beginning. I've been making that joke since the beginning because you guys keep saying that we're government funded and funded by Trudeau. We can probably pull together about 25 different clips where I've made that comment. And so this is the summary of all of this.
Hey, to pause, I'm more impressed that, actually, I'm not sorry impressed. It's more like, I'm just more surprised that it took you this fucking long to find a clip that we keep fucking saying.
Oh, God. But here's the summary. If you believed that I was telling the truth, you're too fucking stupid to be on the internet. You're too immature. You're too easily swayed. And the other point is all of those people, Theo Fleury, Mark Slapinski, Epic Times, The Pleb,
Epoch Times,
Fuck Them Times, Chris Stacey, Christine Cameron, Greg Wycliffe, The Canadian Independent, Kareem Assad, Ryan Garrettson. You're all a bunch of misleading pieces of shit. And that's why I decided to make a statement right away.
You forgot Theo Fleury.
I said Theo Fleury at the beginning.
Oh, sorry.
This is why I will not keep that going. I could have kept it going and amused myself and gotten clicks and gotten followers and done all of that stuff. But that's not who I am. We don't make money doing what we're doing. Not like every fucking person I just listed to you. Those are the people who are making money off of this bullshit. And you guys keep feeding them because you're too fucking stupid to be on the internet. So go take a fucking nap and then go take a goddamn class on what I showed Camilla. And she's like, this is the best education for Camilla right here. She got to meet all you fuckers in person, pretty much. Saw how stupid you are in person. And now she sees how fucking stupid you are when I show her that you guys think that I announced that we are actually getting government funding from Trudeau. You're fucking dumb. And thank you for the education for my daughter. They can't teach that shit in school. Seriously. You wanted my statement? There's my fucking statement.
I also want to point out the fact that for some reason your 8-year-old daughter was able to figure out that you're not government funded by Trudeau, yet all these other idiots were.
You know what I said?
Not be able to notice a fucking difference.
I said, Camilla, remember when we were watching Spy Kids? And she's like, yeah. I said, well, maybe I'm a spy. And she goes, Mom, I've been to your work. I said, when you're not in the office, I'm doing spy stuff. She's like, Mom, what about everybody that comes in? I'm like, they're spies too. she's like, these people are so dumb. Like, honestly, you're so fucking dumb, you people. And I love it because I don't love that you're dumb, because the fact that you're so dumb and so gullible makes you more prone to believing shit that's not true. And you use your emotion instead of this thing. And that's why you hate people so much. That's the problem. In lies the problem. So, yeah. And if you have anything to say, Joe, I'm done. I've told them.
Oh, no.
Well, then let's play the best finale we have ever played. And
We do, and
not a convite.
absolutely stealing my line there, but
Sorry.
absolutely correct. No. So yeah, we do have the closer, and we do have a slightly longer closer. Not a convite has done a fantastic job here. Throw love. If you're not following her, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
To which, but again, thank you and enjoy. Pretty much, it's poetry. It's just poetry.
Joe and I are not. We get paid directly by Trudeau, so we don't have to set up funds. We are government funded.
All right, we got an APB on 2 young boys causing a disruption right now. One of them is tall and skinny, the other one is short and stocky. Probably a Chicano gang member. They're dancing in the street. I repeat, dancing in the street. I'm gonna need some backup right away.
Two-step, 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 two-step.
All right, this is a quick, important update. You know, along the way, I've made insinuations about potential people being paid by the government or by police to infiltrate the freedom movement. So we've been really on the bit to find out if Deana, in fact, works for the cops. But it turns out she works for Justin Trudeau. Now, we have evidence, 100% concrete evidence coming from Deana's own mouth, stating she works for the government. Now, you heard her. She's government funded, and the government better do something about it.
It was none other than Deana Sharif, absolute legend at these trans protests. But how epic is this photo? How epic! How epic! But it gets even crazier. Oh, here we go. Here's the smoking gun, guys. Here's the smoking gun.
Paid directly by Trudeau. We get paid directly by Trudeau, so we don't have to set up funds.
Don't need funds.
We are government funded.
They don't need to set up funds. They're government funded. This is what Trudeau is funding, guys. This is what Trudeau is funding. But your tax dollars are paying for this.
So we all know this woman, right? She's at every single one of those protests and always brings her daughter. Well, we have video of her being live confirming what we already thought.
We get paid directly by Trudeau, so we don't have to set up funds. We are government funded.
Imagine being so dumb that you hired Deana as the state opposition. Yeah, that's right. Deana Sharif admits on her live that she is a state actor. She's paid by the state. Trudeau is paying people to create a divide. First of all, not shocked, vindicated, because I can't wait his butt to be out of office, but we need an inquiry now.
I am going to fundraise money so I can bring her to court and get justice